the Earth's giant puddle edge. Hello, explorers. Have you ever stood right at the edge of the sea with sand between your toes and the water tickling your feet? If you have, then you've been to the coast. The coast is a really special place where the big, wide land meets the huge, splashy sea. Imagine our planet is a giant playground. The land is like a massive sandbox, and the oceans are like enormous puddles. The coast is the wiggly, wobbly line right where the sandbox and the puddle meet. It's not just a straight line, it's a super exciting, ever-changing zone where amazing things happen every single day. Now let's think about how big this edge is. If you could walk along the entire coastline of our whole planet, it would be like walking around the world more than 15 times. That's an incredibly long journey, isn't it? The world's coastline stretches for hundreds of thousands of kilometers, and every single bit of it is different. So, how exactly do coasts get their unique shapes? It's all down to two superpowered shapers, waves and wind. Let's start with waves. Waves are created by the wind blowing over the surface of the sea, and they carry a lot of energy. When these waves crash against the land, they can be incredibly strong. If the coast is made of hard, tough rock, like the famous coastline of Australia, the waves smack against it over and over. Over thousands of years, this constant battering can wear away the rock. But what if the coast is made of softer stuff like chalk or clay? Well, the waves can break down these softer rocks much more quickly. This process is called erosion. Now, waves don't just take things away, they also bring things. Waves can carry sand, shells, and tiny pebbles and drop them off along the shore. This is how we get our beautiful sandy beaches. The wind helps too. On a windy day at the beach, you can feel the sand blowing against your legs. The wind picks up dry sand from the beach and blows it inland, where it can get trapped by plants and grasses, forming big mounds called sand dunes. When you go to the coast, you'll find it's not all the same. There are lots of different parts, or features, that make each coastline special. The most famous feature, of course, is the beach. Beaches are wonderful stretches of sand or pebbles where we can play, swim, and relax. They are formed by waves leaving behind tiny bits of rock and shells. But look closer and you'll see that the coast has so much more to offer. For example, have you ever seen a bay? A bay is a curve in the coastline where the land protects a patch of sea, making the water calmer. Another dramatic feature you might find is a cliff. Cliffs are steep, high walls of rock right next to the sea. They are formed when waves erode the bottom of the rock, making the top part unstable until it eventually collapses. One of the most important coastal features is something called an estuary. This is a special place where a river flows into the sea. Here, the fresh water from the river mixes with the salt water from the ocean, creating a unique environment called brackish water. Estuaries are super important because they are calm, sheltered, and full of nutrients, making them perfect nurseries for baby fish, crabs, and other sea creatures. Coasts are incredibly important to us humans, and not just for building sandcastles and having fun holidays. For thousands of years, people have lived near the coast because it provides so many useful things. Think about food. The sea is full of fish and shellfish that people catch for their dinner. Coasts are also home to big ports and harbors where massive ships can safely dock. Beyond food and trade, coasts are vital for our enjoyment and well-being. They are fantastic places for sports like surfing, sailing, and swimming. Many people's happiest memories are from days spent at the seaside with family and friends. Unfortunately, people can sometimes harm the very coasts we love so much. When people leave litter on the beach, it doesn't just look messy. It can be very dangerous for wildlife. This is why it's so important that we all help to look after our coasts. We can do our part by making sure we take all our rubbish home with us after a day at the beach, or even by joining in with a beach cleanup event. By keeping our beaches and seas clean, we protect the amazing animals that live there and ensure that the coast remains a beautiful and safe place for everyone to enjoy for many years to come.